New York police are investigating a growing mystery surrounding the deaths of two Saudi Arabian sisters. The bodies of 16-year-old Tala Faria and 22-year-old Rotana Faria were discovered bound together last week.
The sisters lived in Northern Virginia and were reported missing. The NYPD gave this update about the investigation yesterday.
The priority at the time was the identification of the two sisters. That has, as you know, been accomplished. Just this week, we had detectives down in Virginia following up leads. Their trip down to Virginia was essentially to determine what, if anything, we're looking at a 2-month gap here from August to now when the bodies were discovered in the water. Where were they? Is there any clues down in Virginia in their past life that would lend to why they were in New York, why they might have left Virginia, and anything else? So it's an ongoing investigation. At this point in time, it still has not been deemed a homicide. And as far as the manner of death and how they were discovered, there has been no change.
So joining us now is Jericka Duncan. Jericka, have authorities come any closer to finding out just what happened to these girls leading up to the discovery of their bodies?
Well, I think that is ultimately what they're trying to get at. They don't really have a lot to go on. There were no records of cell phones for these young ladies. They also apparently have no social media profile. So they're doing their best to really try and get a timeline of events. I know they were reported missing September 12th, and that again coming from Fairfax County, Virginia, somehow making their way here to New York City and really trying to understand who they may have been in contact with, why they came to New York City. These are all questions that police are actively trying to get to the bottom to right now. And of course, they still have not ruled a cause of death. So they're waiting for these toxicology reports before they can officially come out and say this is what caused the death. But we do know, again, these women, according to sources, CBS News has learned there's evidence that shows they were actually alive when they entered the water. So just a bizarre case all the way around when you even think about how they were found, the fact that they were duct taped together, that they were sisters. A lot of questions here about this, police calling these deaths suspicious without a doubt.
Jericka, the Saudi consulate called the family to return to that country. Do we know anything more about what that could have been about? And is this perhaps one of the reasons why the girls went missing in the first place?
So again, it's interesting you note that because you have the Arab News that's reporting something a little differently. You have the New York Police Department saying that they spoke to the mother and the mother told them that the Saudi government contacted her to tell her that the family needed to come back to Saudi Arabia because the two sisters apparently were going to claim asylum here in the United States. So, we're still, again, going off of what we're hearing from police. There have been other reports out there about whether or not that was necessarily the case. But what we're hearing, what we know right now is that the police heard from the mother that the Saudi government contacted the mother. So the State Department isn't commenting on this. We know that the Saudi government has come out on Twitter and put out a note saying that they are also investigating this, that they are going to hire an attorney here to look into the suspicious deaths of these two young women.
Okay, so then what's next in this investigation?
Right now, again, Anne-Marie, they really want to get to the cause. They want to find out, what is the link. There have been reports, too, that possibly this could have been a suicide pact. But again, the New York police have not said that definitively, and they seem to be the lead right now on this investigation. So it's really trying to get to, again, what exactly led to them in this water, why they were attached the way that they were, and what may have been taking place days, weeks before these women were found here along the Hudson River behind me.
It's quite a mystery. Jericka, thanks.
Yeah.